Yeah, it's just really bad and it gets back on it.
Yeah, that would be like in real time, like the self-upload and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your AirPods.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've broken the seal. I started watching Stranger Things. Finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started last night. Got through 4 episodes yesterday.
Okay. What do you think so far?
It's confirming what I had already heard about it. Like, this is what I had heard. Yes, this is what I was expecting. But at the same time, I knew before I watched it, as I was hearing things about it, I knew I was gonna love it. I knew I was gonna love it. I typically don't care for like the super popular shows.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, probably could have gotten into it, but didn't really land for me. But this one I knew was going to be right up my alley, so I've broken the.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying broken the seal, because I'm not stopping until I catch up to the end here.
Yeah, I don't even know when the next season is starting, but I'm ready for the new season. Whenever it comes about.
Where did I leave off? The boys and 11 were trying to find the energy building.
Okay, yeah.
And they got into a little scuffle. That was about the end of it.
Okay.
So I'm not too far in.
No, not at all. It just gets better, is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, is that each season is progressively better.
100%.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I'm ready for the new season, for sure.
So, let's get down to business. I've decided to call the episodes recipes because I'm super fucking clever. And yeah, so anyone and everyone listening, you're welcome. Thank you for listening, first of all, but second, you're welcome for being really fucking creative, a creative genius, you might say.
Oh my God.
I don't really feel that way, but all right, here, formal intro. This is Hard Shell Tacos. My name is Leo. I'm joined by my cousin Lily. We were the Weird Kids, and so now that we're grown up and shit, it's time to explore our Stranger Things, you might say.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So the format of this, we're just starting out, obviously, recipe 2, excuse me. So we begin with some warm-up type of things, like middle level difficulty of questions. Those will be the tortilla. Then we get into the heavy questions. That is the meat. And then have some fun at the end so that we can walk out of this without, with our heads up and with a little bit of a smile. And I just refer to this one as stuff, because I don't know the stuff you put on it. Do you want lettuce, cabbage, tomatoes, cheese, whatever stuff? All right, so I've decided that the intro is we'll do these 2 questions I have here. Is describe how you're feeling on a 1 to 5, and describe how you're feeling with a single word or picture. I didn't look for a picture, so
Describe how you feel right now on a scale of 1 to 5, and then how I feel in 1 word or picture. Oh God. I'll probably just put myself on a scale of, I'm gonna say like a 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Yes.
Every time I ask people to do like rate stuff on a 1 to 5, a lot of times they give me like a half number. Like, should I just start doing 10? Because then you'd be at a 7. So.
Oh no, then. I mean you can, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna mean the same thing either way. So.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I'd go with a 3.
Okay.
Because how I'm feeling right now, it's making me think back on how the week has been going, and it started off pretty shitty, and then it's gotten better. So 3, we're at an extreme middle.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even think about how I feel in 1 word.
Oh, me either.
I'm gonna say uncertain.
Okay.
Because of the little bit of a roller coaster that the week was for me, the uncertainty is that something that we might get into it a bit later, but a thought that I got stuck on Wednesday night to the point of like tears in my eyes, sort of difficulty.
Okay.
And I came to the same, I guess, block in thinking yesterday, but it didn't have the same effect. But I was still thinking about the same things. So that's,
gotcha.
So I'm uncertain of what that may necessarily mean.
Gotcha. I guess mine would just be confused because, I mean, like, I've been thinking about, all this stuff. Like, I've been thinking about my childhood a lot lately, and I've realized there's a lot of, like, black spots, I can't really fully remember a lot of stuff because my brain was trying to protect me from all the trauma.
Right.
But it's like weird, and I was stuck on that, for the last couple of days. I'm like, I wonder if you feel the same way. Is there things that you can't remember?
Yes.
Like in your childhood? Because like I have just splotches of stuff, and of course I remember a lot of mostly the negative stuff is what I remember, and I wish it was the complete opposite because I know I had some good in there somewhere, but it's like I can't really remember too much, and like when I do, it's just kind of splotchy. Like I don't know how old I was, what house I was in. Things like that. So I'm like, this is fucking weird. But I know that a lot of people that go through trauma deal with this. They just have little fucking snippets of certain things.
Yeah, I've heard this from others, and I can just confirming it from like my own perspective. I've heard accounts of guys who were in Iraq, other guys who were in Afghanistan. Myself, I went to Afghanistan. And the more difficult things, it's kind of like a slideshow of screenshots. It's not necessarily like a movie, if that makes sense.
Yes, that's exactly how I like picture stuff, and I'm like, what the hell?
Or that thing that iPhones do, like when you take a picture, it kind of captures like a 3-second video.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I have just like little segments, but there are parts in between the segments that I cannot recall.
Yeah, same. And like people tell me things, and I'm like, I really don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure.
Oh man, and there are times where when I have tried to, talk to other people about stuff, difficult things, and they like tell me things like I don't necessarily recall that. But at the same time, like, this person also gaslights me. So are they trying to fill that gap with what they want me to think?
Same. I'm like, same. Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
The same. And I'm like, I don't know whether to believe you or not. It's really weird. But that's how I've been the past few days. I'm just confused. I'm like, it's just weird. Like, I was remembering this one certain incident, which was like the last time my mom tried to like physically lay her hands on me. I know that I was a teenager. Don't exactly know what age, what house we were in. All I know is we were in a kitchen, and guy just grabbed her by the arm, by the wrist, and I was like, you're not doing this to me anymore. But I'm like, how old was I? What house were we living in? Because, we moved around way too much.
Yeah.
Way too fucking much. So, like, I'm always just like, I know it happened, I just don't remember the whole complete picture.
Yeah, the entire sequence of events.
So I'm like, okay. Like, I just know I was a teenager, don't know how old exactly, but I know that I did that. But that's what I've been stuck on the last couple of days. I'm like, this sucks that a lot of my memories are just blacked out, I can't really remember much.
Do you remember that house? I want to say it was on...
Yes.
That is the house where I think you were a teenager the most.
I was like 12. In that house, I was, I think, 12 going into 13.
Oh.
It was, 12 going into I don't know, like 11 going into 13. I don't remember, but it wasn't that house. That I know for sure it wasn't that house. It was just another time where it was just me and my parents and my brother living in a house.
Oh, okay.
Or it could have been, I don't know. I don't know exactly my age. Could have been anywhere from like 13 to 16. I have no clue. I just know that it happened in a kitchen somewhere. I can't recall what house that was in. I just know it was in a kitchen, and that's it. I can't really remember anything else. I'm like, man.
Well, you have the more pertinent details, though, which is that you stood up for yourself. Yeah. You stopped taking the bullshit, which is great. If there's nothing else to take away from that event and remember it, it should be that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But yeah, that's where I am as far as my feeling in one word. Confused.
Damn, dog, we got into it quick.
I know.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've been thinking about that the last couple of days, and I just wanted to ask him, like, I wonder if he experiences this too.
Yes,
where
definitely.
you can't remember full details of stuff, just little snippets of stuff that happened to you.
Yep.
And for me, it's like the same exact snippets are the only things that I can recall from my childhood. Anything else that anyone else tells me, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, sure, maybe, but the memories I do have, they're all literally the same fucking 15, 20 memories that I have, and then that's it, which is just weird. It's weird. Anyways.
Let's start making tortillas here. Because, we got our hands ready. We already got the flour and shit out, so... I went through my card games, and I have them noted here. So this question is from Unpack That, the self-reflections. Have you had a change of heart about anything recently? Doesn't necessarily have to be a big thing.
Change of heart on anything? Nothing really jumps out at me right now, so I'm probably going to say, as of now, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I picked this one, and I was trying to think about it. I picked it on a few days ago.
Okay.
So, I've had a little bit of time to think about this, and nothing really comes to mind.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guess we're gonna just press on here.
Yeah, skip on that one, because I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to it next week, but...
Yeah.
As of now, I don't think I've had a change of heart on anything. I'm pretty... Yeah, no. Nothing comes to me.
Coke Zero is not good. Maybe that's my change of heart. I used to think it was.
Okay.
I guess. What is a dream you had to let go of?
Oh my God.
This is from the tough questions.
Yeah, a dream that I had to let go of. For me, maybe... Let's see. It's not so much bad because I don't care about it anymore, but like marriage, I used to have a... Well, no, scratch that. I never dreamt that I would get married. Never mind. Maybe having kids, because I'm older. I have a lot of, some medical issues that prevent me from having children. So I had to let go of that dream. I think that's the only one for me right now. What about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And like with me letting go of that dream of having kids, I'm also, maybe that goes into my change of heart. Maybe me breaking the generational curse for me is maybe not having kids, so that cycle can't continue.
Yeah.
I know I will stop that regardless if I were to have a kid or not, but it's like, it would...
Hard stop.
A hard stop to where like other family members wouldn't have to continue that cycle. I think that's both my change of heart and the dream I've had to let go of. Like, I'm okay if I do or don't have a kid. I'm fine either way. I've got 50 animals anyways, so that's fine for me. But I'm just really coming to the grasp of maybe that's my way of really breaking that generational curse, is just not having any kids, period.
Yeah, that was part of the, like I told you, I kind of got stuck on some stuff on Wednesday and Thursday, and kind of had like two sides of the same coin as far as reactions. That was actually one of the things I was thinking about, was like...
Really?
Yeah, was like kids, and like, fuck, like I would love to, but at the same time, so like a change of heart that I've had, it's not recent necessarily, but it's a dream I've let go of, is kind of having and then like a really influential say on whether or not I were to have kids if I were to get married. Or not, either way. It's just like thinking about it, like, fuck, I'm only involved in the fun part. I don't do anything else. As far as like the difficult shit, feeling sick all the time, fucking achy joints because you're carrying life inside of you. So that was one, was letting go of my Mexican machismo a little bit. It's like,
Gotcha.
man, like this shit ain't up to me.
Okay.
All right. What about your adult self would surprise your teenage self? I'll start this one. It would be how I've adjusted after everything. Like Afghanistan, teenage me wouldn't have believed that to be a possibility. But what teenage me had experienced and was kind of having difficulty dealing with, I didn't think it was possible for me to be the way that I am now. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. I thought I was going to be miserable forever, always going to be fucking sad about shit, or always have a really shitty temper because I can't control my fucking emotions. And so I think that would surprise teenage me, is like, hey, I said last week, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say is like, look, I took a chance, I got help, and look at that. You too can be not a little bitch.
Yeah.
Which is what I would say to myself, because that's how I would respond to myself.
Gotcha. Let's see. For me,
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hello, wanted to give you a bit of a content warning. We're going to be discussing suicide and suicidal ideation pretty heavily. If you would like to skip over that content, skip ahead 3 minutes and 20 seconds after the tone.
the thing that would surprise teenage self me is that I'm still here. You know?
Yeah.
I've had... it's not something... It's always in the back of my head, sadly, but I've always,
Ideation?
At one... yeah. And then at one point, in that house that you mentioned earlier, I almost went through with it. But because I like to prove people wrong, that little bit of me is like, but if I do this, they win. So that's always the thing that keeps me from not, going through with that. But also, like what you said, I haven't become what was done to me is my thing. Something that I wouldn't believe, because, it was always thrown in my head that, oh, you're going to be on drugs, you're going to be an alcoholic, in and out of jail, pregnant at fucking 15, blah, 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 blah. And
you'll be an abuser yourself.
Yeah, I'm none of those things, so
yeah,
that's just something that I would be surprised of, and yeah, mostly just still being here, because there's been many times where I really didn't want to be, but I've just managed to pull myself out of it each and every time. And I think I've just always done that as a kid. I always pulled myself out of, the darkest places that I've been in. I was my own hype man at some point, but yeah, that's something younger me would be surprised with, is that I'm still here, trucking along.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you.
There's that. I had the whole, when you go through like the sequence of questions, like, are you thinking about, is this an active thought? Do you have a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it was yes. 30th birthday. That was it.
Okay.
It was like, fuck.
Oh, wow.
If things are not in some way better, I don't necessarily know what better means, but if things are not better, then that's it. I'm fucking done with this. But the condition that I gave myself was that I have to make a genuine attempt to be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I finally stopped resisting going to a psychiatrist and getting prescribed medications. I finally stopped fucking pussyfooting about going to counseling, which I desperately needed.
Yeah.
So, I actually gave that type of shit a chance. Also opening up about my problems to the woman I was seeing at the time, which I believe you know her, so you know who I'm talking about. But also being open with someone who cares. She might not be able to do anything but make mashed potatoes for me, or mac and cheese or whatever. It's comfort food.
Yeah.
But but it doesn't matter. She cares. So
yeah.
That was the condition I set for myself.
Okay.
If you're gonna do this, you're not gonna be a fucking coward and not have tried every single avenue that you could before you do this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then, like, with me, I just feel like I have, a greater purpose. I don't know what the hell it is yet, but that's what keeps me trucking along. It's like you're meant to be here for something. I don't fucking have a clue what it is, but that's another reason why I haven't done it. But my main thing is
Spite.
I'm surviving purely out of spite. I even have that's literally me right there.
Oh, I definitely know the feeling.
Yeah, I even have a shirt that says, like, surviving purely out of spite. I make sure I take it with me every time I see your family so that they can, like, read it. I don't think they ever pay attention to it, but I'm like,
don't notice,
bitch, this is why I'm here. Why I'm here.
The writing is right in front of you.
Yep, it's like, this is why I'm still on this earth. Literally, I am that stubborn, and I will not let anyone, be right. I refuse to let people be right about whatever, negative things they say. So, yeah, that's a big reason why I'm still here.
There was a
but
long
also
time.
because I know I have a big purpose,
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to bring it back to. Was like for a long time I had the same, like, surviving out of spite. The hate keeps me warm at night, like whatever funny way you want to put it. But I don't know. I also talked about it last week. Was like letting go of a lot of that stuff. Which is something that teenage me would be really surprised about. Is I let go of a lot of my anger.
Yeah.
Man, that is in the military. It was like when you take your pack off, because it's really fucking heavy. So
yeah,
getting the pack off your back that was life changing. That was when I really started thinking about greater purpose kind of things. Like when I started getting more involved with philanthropy or like charity work, volunteer work, because I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna just throw myself at all of these things, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Like me, I let go of a lot a long time ago, and it did feel like that. You just like feel this heavy, like, fucking brick wall just come off of you.
Yeah.
Because I was a very, very, like, I had rage. Like, my anger was so bad. And I'm
you were
like,
talking
man,
about that.
I'm like, if I ever unleash this, I'm not going to be okay.
Yeah.
And neither are the people around me, but I've kind of let it go. It's just my thing is I still let things trigger me. And I mean, some of the abuse kind of still happens here and there when I go see our family.
Right.
More verbal, but I don't know, maybe that's why, because it's still happening, that I still kind of feel like I'm here out of spite, but I don't know. Definitely let go of a lot of anger, though, at one point in my life, and I was like, man, this feels great,
Yeah.
And then I've gone through the steps of forgiving people, but I still hold resentment towards these people.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm not quite there yet with that part of me.
You're at like an 80% solution, 90% solution, if nothing else.
Yeah.
This came up actually on Long Walks, that app that I use for whoever may be listening that doesn't know. It's just like a daily prompt that it asks you some kind of question for you to think about. Then you see other people's answers and you kind of talk about stuff if you want to. So I am in the mental health club. So it's unlearn the idea of blank. And for me, the response was that healing means all of that shit is completely behind you. You're still going to have bad days.
Yeah.
You still have intrusive thoughts. If you're expecting to just for it to be like it never happened, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's not what it is.
I've come to that realization recently. I'm like, it's still going to be there,
Yep. It's a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I need to actually get back to using that app too, because I was really on it for a while, and then I don't know what happened.
All right. Do you want to get into the heavy stuff, or you got anything more that?
Yeah. Nope. We can.
All right.
It's already started off heavy. Why not?
Yeah. So
keep it going.
Yeah, I mentioned I was a little bit in my feelings throughout the week, so I was in some kind of way when I was picking the cards, and pretty much the meat segment of this entire recipe is going to be existential. So to start, what does it mean to be human?
I'll let you answer that first.
Sure. I think that a lot of people... Shit, that's the last question. What do people misunderstand? What does it mean to be human? To me, being human is community, social connections, friendships, relationships, not just with your family or people who you are connected to by proximity, like your neighbors or people that you work with, but community with everyone. You shouldn't, like, it. What I mean most specifically by that is having empathy for, sympathy towards people who don't look like you.
Yeah.
I think that's the truest mark of empathy, is where their struggles are something you cannot understand because you look different from each other, so your experiences are very different. But
Yeah.
for you to still care about someone, regardless of what they look like, or what, like gender identities and all of that type of stuff. That's all fucking trivial. At the end of the day, we're human beings, and we're supposed to be social in nature, and we should take care of each other. That's what I think being human is.
Okay. For me, it's pretty much the same as you, but it's also just, living life to the fullest, you know?
Yeah.
Not letting anyone holding you back from, wanting to do what you want to do that makes you happy. Yeah, that's pretty much what it means to me. And just like being a community, being, one together with not just your family, friends, but others around you,
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much mine.
The only thing I would add is I agree with you completely. Like, you should pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? But if your pursuit of happiness hurts other people, that shit's not cool. That's not. That isn't allowed.
So I mean, I definitely don't mean any of that.
Yeah, it was. It was implied. I just want to put it out there explicitly. All right. What have you learned about life from loss or death?
I'll let you go first while I think on that one.
All right. What I've learned about life, one thing, I call it it's paradoxical in a way, that in the grander scheme of existence, that is like the universe or the cosmos as a whole, we are insignificant, completely insignificant. But
correct, yeah.
At the same time, this existence, our experiences, our interactions with other people, that makes us very significant at the same time. So it's, I suppose relativity is a way you could frame it, but so with that in mind, it's how quickly, and to reference The Sopranos, it's not cinematic. Like, there's no like clinging from a ledge and tell my wife I love her and then you fall or whatever. It's not like that. Like, you're there 1 second, the next second you're on the ground and you're dead. Yeah. It's not, there's nothing more to it really. It's really easy. I have a big problem with how easy it is to do that to people. Yeah. So I learned about the value of life, how important people are because of our social nature. So like if you are a part of a family and you're, super awesome and everyone loves you, well then when you die, everyone's going to be really upset. So there you go. True. That's one example of the significance. You gonna skip?
Yeah, I'll skip that. I pretty much agree with what you said. So you wanted me to add on to that, but I kind of agree with what you said there.
What does humanity completely misunderstand?
Jeez.
So since I picked them, I've had time to think about them. So I'll go first again.
Yeah, do those because I'm just off the whim here.
So the same as I mentioned about what it means to be human is to be social. People completely misunderstand what makes aberrant behavior happen. It's not human nature to be greedy. It's not human nature to be violent. It is human nature to be connected to other people. An easy way to demonstrate that is how people go fucking insane in solitary confinement. They lose their minds because it is inherent to human nature to be social, to talk, to see other people, to talk to other people, to be heard, to be seen, to be accepted. It's inherent. Greed is an aberration. That shit is not normal.
No.
Violence is not normal. People misunderstand human nature, I think. Being accepted and being loved for who we are wasn't human nature. We wouldn't be talking right now.
That's true.
We wouldn't have to. That's kind of the fucking problem, is that we do, and the people that we expect, it's kind of like their obligation to a degree. That's where the poor situations, I guess, to put it really stupidly, but things just didn't go as one would expect, and a lot of problems stem from that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with what you said, because I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I should probably get my card decks handy, because we're already in stuff. We're only like 40. We're not even 45 minutes in, as of.
Do you want to choose like another? You can choose some other random cards, and we'll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Let me get. Oh, I have one right in front of me. All right, cool. What do you wish didn't bother you so much?
What do I wish didn't bother me so much?
Yep.
Oh Lord, is there a fucking list for that? Oh God. Oh my gosh. Wait, repeat it again. My ADHD just made me forget your question.
What do you wish didn't bother you so much?
Yeah, there's a lot for me. Because something that I don't wish bothered me so much, I guess my trauma, because I'm so triggered by it still. Like, I really wish I could just not be triggered all the time. I even catch myself at work now, and it's just been happening more recently. Like, if I hear a screaming kid in my store, like, I have to go somewhere else until that kid is out of the store, because it just
That's too much.
It's just only happened, like, very recently, within the last couple of weeks. It happened once where this kid was just screaming, and I don't know, I just felt like his emotions were really hurtful. Like he was hurting or something, but it's probably just a tantrum, I don't know. But I like started shaking really bad. I just pretty much wanted to cower in a corner, so I had to put myself in like our office and just like stay there, and I had to tell one of the cashiers, I'm like, let me know when this kid leaves, because I cannot right now. I'm like, I am so triggered right now. And I was just trying to breathe, through the whole thing and get my mind off of it. And then it almost happened again, like a couple days ago. There was another screaming kid, but this one was just throwing a tantrum because they weren't getting a snack, candy, toy, or whatever. And I was like, I need to remove myself from this situation ASAP before it gets really bad for me, and I'm like hyperventilating. But yeah, mine would be my triggers. I wish, I could just not have to deal with that anymore. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe we should have discussed it before last week, that talking about these things is gonna, bring up some negative feelings.
Oh, 100%.
So.
But for me, it's also better for me being able to talk about it, especially with you, because, we went through the same thing, and we kind of understand,
right,
what we've gone through. So for me, it's kind of helping me a little bit more in my whole journey of, trying to heal all of this stuff and move past it a little bit more. But things are going to get triggering here and there. And I mean, if that does happen, we'll have to just let each other know. But for me, this is kind of more therapeutic for me, because I'm able to talk about it without feeling shamed or, belittled for expressing myself, which is something I've never really experienced before. So this is, it's kind of more helpful to me than harming.
the little bit of feedback that I have gotten was all positive.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I've had people, that have listened to it already, and they're like, man, I've gone through all of that too. And it's like, I had someone tell me, I never knew you were going through all of this stuff. She's like, you hit it really well. And I'm like, well, I kind of had to.
Yeah, that's a survival tactic. Is like, if I let people see my weakness, they'll fucking pounce on me.
Yeah, but like I've had people saying that, and I even had someone say that it just seems like I'm having fun, because it's very therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that with the first one. I'm like, this is actually helping me a lot more than it is, putting me in a darker place. And because I know there's people out there that have experienced what we experienced.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's awesome to be understood, just to be understood and to know that there's people out there who have been in your shoes and they get it. And it's helpful. In some ways, it could be helpful to them too. So, yeah, I've gotten positive feedback as well. And I'm like, okay, well, let me keep doing this.
Yeah.
So.
I think this is what, I know that the term has been misconstrued and co-opted in a negative way, but this is what an actual safe space is.
100%.
This is what safe space means, is you can tell me whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable sharing, and you're not going to get any judgment or anything, any negative reaction, I would say.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of threw that idea of you and I starting one like this, because I know, that we are not going to like tear each other down or any of that, because we literally went through the same shit, and you're the only other person who kind of understands me, and vice versa, because no one else, in our families, experienced what we experienced as kids. Like my brother a little bit, but he was also treated way better than I was, or than you were. It's just our mom was shitty, but you and I, because we were so different than everyone, they just had to tear us down. And and I've been thinking lately too, like a lot of the stuff that happened to us, I just want to tell, I've been putting this in my head, like maybe they were just jealous that they were just like they're just like everyone else.
They're too scared to express themselves, so we better make sure that they don't either.
That they don't, yeah. So I was like, I always just think that, I'm like, maybe they just saw beautiful light within both of us, and they didn't like it.
If I can't have the light, no one can.
Yeah, so they like dimmed ours at a very fucking early age, and that's pretty much where my mindset is going. I'm like, I just think these people are jealous. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant, because I think it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't stand, I just want to throw up with arrogant people. But I'm just starting to just think about that. I'm like, maybe they were just doing that because they saw that there was something greater within us, and they couldn't be that. So they in turn fucking made us hate ourselves and doubt ourselves and all this shit.
They didn't water the sapling, they wanted to rip it up instead. Yeah,
so that's just how I see a lot of stuff now. They probably were just jealous, I don't know, because they don't like seeing things be different than what they are and what they're accustomed to. Sorry for that tangent.
No, it's fine.
That's been on my mind a lot lately too. I'm like, man, I think this is why we're treated like shit, is because they were jealous.
What do I wish didn't bother me so much? Besides, I don't know if I have a really different answer. Is that, like I had talked about with the long walks question, like I know that recovery is not, or healing is not linear. You'll have setbacks, and these things aren't they don't just go away completely. That's fucking ridiculous. But I wish it didn't. I wish those things still didn't bother me as much as they do.
Right there with you.
What is the single best realization you've ever had?
Single best realization that I've had? I mean, what I just said, that people were just the reason why we were treated horribly is because we were not like others, and they just saw something in us that they couldn't even fathom to see in themselves. So that's definitely one for me. Yeah,
I did ketamine therapy.
Okay.
And the best single best realization I ever had happened during the first time. I went into that going up and down as one tends to do, at least one in our position tends to do. And so I was on a really bad downslope. I was on a really negative skid. And I had been struggling from the day I got home from Afghanistan until I did this, which was like I want to say 2 years ago, maybe less.
Okay.
It was, I don't know if I'm a good person because based on, you know, what happened what the type of things that happened in Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about that, and then thinking about all of the volunteer stuff that I tried to do, but I was always tangled with it. Like, I don't. Is this enough to be to be a good person? I don't know. Is the sum of all of these parts of things that I do greater than the whole? Is it even a scaled question? I could not come to an answer. I couldn't find an answer. So the realization was my first ketamine therapy session. I was laying in my bed, blindfold yourself, so that, you know, sensory deprivation. And you put on headphones and they play like a special kind of like ambiance music, and just kind of let your thoughts flow. And that was kind of one of the first things that came up within a few minutes. Was like, Jesus, I keep beating myself up over this. If nothing else, just feeling so much remorse and regret about all of that is really indicative in and of itself. Because if I wasn't a good person, I wouldn't care.
100%.
I wouldn't care about those people. It wouldn't matter to me. But I do.
Yeah.
And so that was the single best was realizing, like, you know what? I am a good person.
That's a good one.
Oh, man. Yeah, these are the hard ones. Oh, shit. This one's gonna... Ugh. What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord.
We had to get meaty. Come on.
I'm trying to think of a good one. I can't really... I was always told, you know, I wouldn't amount to shit, so there's that one. God. I'm gonna let you go first, because I'm trying to think of a good one, but all I think about is just that one where I was just told I wouldn't amount to anything, you know, or I was made to feel that way my entire life.
Well, that's actually pretty fucking profound for someone to beat you down and beat you down and beat you down.
Yeah. And like, I'm trying to think of something positive. The only thing I can come up with, and it's because I just saw it as a quote somewhere, is like, you are not what was done to you.
Yeah.
And I tell myself all the time, and that's, you know, like I said last week, it's my greatest accomplishment is that I didn't become all these things, you know. I guess that's it for me on those two. But I'm sure there's more.
Yeah.
Maybe more on the negative side than the positive, but I'm just going to stick with those two and let you just go.
I mean, given how we have come to this meeting place, it's of course a lot of the shit's going to be negative. For me, I don't have the exact words, but it was my relatives giving me that water under the bridge thing when it came to my abuser getting to continue being a part of the family.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you know, we have to let it go for the sake of the family. We'll get through this all together. So that was it. That was one big one, and I was happy that I said it. Was, what if I did that to your kids? How would you feel then? And yeah, it was a lot of like, oh shit, he's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that was a good one, but it's okay. They're all I don't know what they're doing with their lives, and I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Just do what's best for you, and
I make podcasts now. I record my phone calls. Oh, jeez. We're at just about an hour, so I'm going to get just this one, and then we'll use this to segue into our light outro. What do you want done with your body when you die?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm an organ donor, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind other people having, helping others, continue their life somehow if needed with my organs. And then as far, I just have this thing, if I were to get, buried, no one would really come visit me. So I just probably want to be cremated, or, if they have it where you can, make yourself into a tree. Use your remains.
Yeah.
That's probably the one I would really want to do. But if not, it would just be cremate me, and I'll try to figure out a place where I want my ashes spread. Ultimately, I would like to have my body used for science, I guess is what I'll just go with, because it'll be helpful. I'll still be able to help other people somehow, with my organs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's probably what I would do.
I have my estate planning done, my living will and my last will.
Oh, dang, okay.
And I have in the directive, as far as what to do with my body specifically, is take absolutely everything that you can if someone needs it.
Yeah.
But do not give a single fucking flake of my body to some cocksucker like Dick Cheney or that type of person. That fucking clown has had 5 hearts replaced. 5.
Lord have mercy.
How 5 people died because he got the heart instead.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh God, I really hope he catches on fire or something. Something really terrible. He fucking deserves it.
Yeah.
He could burn alive, and that would be too good of a death for him. It's better than he deserves.
Yeah.
So, my executor, if you're listening, the will, it's a fucking wild ride, all right? I'm having fun with all of you when I'm dead.
Oh, jeez.
But ultimately, the tree thing is absolutely what I want as well. There's this idea of eternal life, right? You go to the clouds and hang out with your grandma and your dog or whatever. To me, I don't know if that's real, but what I do know is if I'm in the ground and a tree is planted over me, my moldering body will feed the tree.
Yeah.
I then become part of the tree. I am one with the tree.
Yeah.
Then I also specified if possible, make it a fruit-bearing tree, so that
that would be a good one.
Animals can come and eat. People can come and eat if they want to. Jokingly, I would like for someone to say, this tree was made from a dead person's body, so you just ate human flesh by eating that apple or pear or whatever, because that's fucking hilarious to me. All right, we're headed out. This is the light section. Some tomatoes, cheese, if that's your thing. A little guac if you paid extra. First one here. What book has had a profound impact on your life, and why?
I'm not really one to read a lot of books because my ADHD does not allow me to do so, because I'll be stuck on page 1, paragraph 1 for hours. But I do remember as a kid there was this book, and I managed to find it, and I have it, that I would read a lot for book reports because it just made me laugh. And it just made me laugh and made me happy as a kid, and I just wanted to read it all the time. It's really silly, but it's a book called Fudge-a-Mania by Judy Blume.
Fudge-a-Mania?
Yes, I still have it.
Please, dear listeners, if you have heard of this book or read this book, 833-589-7637, please text me, please.
But it's just a really lighthearted, book about this kid and his little annoying brother, and they're going on vacation, and I don't fucking know, but it always just made me laugh. Even in all those dark moments, that book, I could always just grab it and read it all the way through and just laugh the entire time. It just kind of took me away from all the chaos that was going around. But anytime we had to do a book report, that was the one book that I would go to, because I I already knew it was going to be a good time, and I just loved reading that book. And I recently found, I had a neighbor that was giving it away, and I was like, please give this to me, because it's my favorite book as a kid. And then there's another book that followed after that one by Judy Blume called like Tales of the Fourth Grade Nothing. That was also pretty funny, but I always, Fudgemania, for some reason, that book just kept me sane, I guess, as a kid. It's really, I mean, yeah, it's a good book. But I'm not big on reading books. Like I have all the Harry Potter books. I've not read a single one except for The Cursed Child, and I watch the movies on repeat all the time. But if that's the only book that I can remember just reading all the way through.
Can you do audiobooks?
Audiobooks? No, my attention span doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm starting to get into podcasts now, like at work, because I work overnight. I just listen to podcasts all the time, and that keeps me going. And I listen to like ridiculous ones because I just want to laugh the entire time I'm at work. But I've tried audiobooks and it doesn't grasp my attention. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it. I tried it and I didn't grasp it. Mine
was Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So I read that book and I was like, wow, this is really good. And so I checked out what other types of things Jules Verne has written. Mm-hmm. And so he lived in the 1800s, early 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. And he's writing about fucking submarines and all kinds of things that were not even concepts at the time. And he imagined that type of thing. That, to me, was proof positive that your creativity is not limited to the confines of what you know to be possible. Mm-hmm. Anything. You can write about whatever the fuck you want. Like, oh yeah, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, that'll never happen. Like, well, we're not at 20,000, but we're fucking getting there.
Yep.
So, I mean, rocket to the moon? Are you kidding me? So that was a really big influence. There's also another one. K.A. Applegate wrote a series, Animorphs.
Oh my god, those books! Stop it!
I fucking loved Animorphs. I was big into Animorphs. I didn't own...
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't own the books, but I did always... The ones that I liked the most was the longer, I guess, supplemental books that give you a little bit more lore. So... that I'm gonna have to put a counter on how long I geeked out on Animorphs there. I still remember all of that shit. That's awesome. It's difficult when if I run into people that I know that from a long time ago, and so one instance, I'll give you one specific example, is I recently had come into I reconnected with a friend from high school. So we're just chatting about whatever, and then I mentioned something that was on her MySpace page.
Oh god, okay, yeah.
And I was like, I said it, and then I was like, oh fuck. Look, I'm not a creep, I promise. I just remember stuff. That's it. I'm not being weird. I didn't print out a page and save it and memorialize it. No, I just fucking remember stuff.
Yeah.
I remember what a lot of people's MySpace pages said.
Yeah. God. That was a good time for social media to me, was MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was the last, it was pure, I'll say.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, good times.
Animorphs, please, if anyone, you know the number. If you read Animorphs, please tell me. Or am I the fucking, the extreme nerd here? Sorry, I was the quiet kid that read books and I liked science fiction. Alright, what is your North Star?
I'll let you go first. I've been looking at that question and I'm still trying to figure out an answer to that.
For me, the North Star, what guides everything that I do, integrity. That
Okay.
to me that's my North Star. If you can't believe what someone's saying, then you're never going to accomplish anything fruitful with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one because I don't. It's gonna be one that's gonna take me a while to come up with.
Or maybe I should not be in my feelings before when I pick these, because
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I looked at that question like a couple days ago, and I'm like, oh shit, and I still can't come up with anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna pass on that one.
spite maybe.
Actually, yeah, that could probably be it for me. Spite. That is the main driving point as to why I'm still here. Good one, yeah.
Yeah, that's your North Star.
I'll go with that one.
Yep.
Spite.
What did you hate as a kid, but now you love as an adult?
I wasn't really. To me, the only thing that pops up is like food stuff, but I was never a picky eater. I did for a while, though, get sick and tired of fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, because that's all my mom would tell my brother and I to make, on times that she would just leave us alone in the house while she went with my dad to do whatever. So I got real sick of that shit, but I love it now. Let's see, what else did I hate as a kid but love now as an adult? I can't think of anything else right now, just PB&Js.
For me, it's spicy food.
Spicy food?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean...
I did not like that sensation when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can't get enough.
I can't even handle that still to this day.
Like, even as I am regretting it the second time, if you know what I mean, I'm still like, that was still delicious. I don't care. It's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I still can't do spicy stuff, but I have a lot of gastrointestinal issues, so I'm like, we're not tasting anything like that. No, I think, yeah, mine is just PB&J.
Is the Texas fucking queso doing it for you?
That shit is disgusting. I will tell you right now, the one thing I regret the most about moving out here is I don't get authentic Mexican food. It's all fucking Tex-Mex bullshit.
Well, maybe if you go to El Paso.
Maybe. Like, I found one place nearby, and it's a food truck, and they make really good birria tacos. So, like, my boyfriend and I will try to go out there, and, like, he's half Mexican, half Cuban, and, like, he lived in Mexico for a while as a kid. He knows what real Mexican is, too.
Yeah.
Food is, too. And he's from California. So, both of us, we cannot find the real stuff anywhere. And there's like a couple little spots near us that we found, but that is the one thing I regret the most about moving out here is not having real Mexican food. So like anytime I go back home, that's all I want to eat. Like I already have a couple of taco places I've never tried before that I'm going to eat when I go out there in late September. But yeah, queso, that shit is bullshit. I hate it. They put it on everything.
Yeah. Isn't it just like the nacho cheese drizzle?
It's Velveeta. I know how to make it. It's Velveeta cheese and then Rotel, a can of Rotel, and that's it. And then you just, mix it in together, make it nice and hot, and it's fucking bullshit. Gross. I hate it. I hate all of the bullshit, quote unquote bullshit Mexican food, because it's all bullshit Tex-Mex, and I'm like, I can't do this shit.
Take Mexican food, fry it, and then put queso on it.
Queso all over it, yeah.
There you go.
It's so stupid. They literally do put bullshit queso on everything that they call Mexican food, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't right. And then, like, carne asada does not exist out here, which is
they just have what, Texas barbecue, right?
They have that, and then they have carne guisada, which is totally bullshit, the opposite. But like, you cannot find carne asada out here at all. I will say the barbecue out here is really fucking good, though.
Yeah.
Brisket,
Texas brisket is amazing.
I will say my dad makes really good brisket, though. Like his, I will eat more than Texas brisket. But yeah, no Mexican food out here, and it's bullshit.
All right. Well, we are on our way out. We made good time. So,
Yep.
I changed the TikTok, so it's LVX Media Net on everything. If you can't find me on it, if you can't find LVX Media Net on there, it's because I'm not on it. Which, I mean that about X or Twitter or whatever the fuck it's called now. I don't use that.
Bullshit.
But yeah, LVX Media Net. For contacts, if you go to the page, lvxmedia.net, you see that connection with the social media handles? lvxmedia.net. Go to Hardshell Tacos. There is 2 options there. You can text or call, and then the email option. So if you still do that, if I don't know, if people still do that shit, I have no idea. I thought that having just a phone number and an unattended voicemail box was gonna be enough, but no, it's not. Apparently, only fucking boomers make phone calls. Yeah, so there you go. You fucking kids can text me at the same number.
That would be cool if at some point people can like ask us questions. You know, like if you have any questions.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for.
Want to ask us? Like, definitely do it, and we'll answer for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it into whatever section you want. If you want it in a section, or we'll just have it all at the end. Doesn't matter. Thank you for listening. It would really, really help if you hit the likes on the social media and stuff. Rethread it. I don't know if that's the right expression. Or share the podcast with your other friends, you know, that you think would enjoy this type of podcast. Like sharing, liking, commenting on it, anything like interactions with the posts really help get it out to other people. And I think that's gonna do it. That is recipe 2 of these hard-shell tacos. Order up.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you have any questions or comments on what was discussed, or have a topic you'd like to hear on the podcast, you can leave a message on our unattended phone line at 833-589-7637. That's 833-LUX-PODS. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxentertainment.net.